how do you manage to go to those countries? Financially, how did you manage?
Brother, you ask me very simple but very deep questions. You see, at the beginning of the trip, we were 4 people, which we put the budget of each one $20,000, and we managed half of the trip. But there was some different event going on during the trip, and sometimes we get support from different organizations, different people. It depends, in some country, it was not in need of support, like in the United States. In the United States, people that was very cooperative. Never I don't put gas by myself in my tank. Never I don't pay my hotel. Never I don't buy food. In some country, we face some difficulty. Example, in New York, we put the car in the parking of the embassy. When we go out from the embassy, the car was empty. We faced this situation 3-4 times. But alhamdulillah, we are carrying the logo of Islam. What do you think? God will not support us? You ask me how it's a very sensitive question.
How was your experience in Pakistan?
You see, in the country like Pakistan is a very nice country, but there is one thing which is make me, in some of the Muslim countries, the people they start to follow too much some sheikh. And then they change the essence of Islam from the Prophet Mohamed Stefan to that sheikh, But the people, they are if you take people in Pakistan, they are very warm, very nice, very welcoming, and very open to the foreigners. And I feel very safe. Whatever you see in the newspaper, that is not right. It's different. People, they are very nice in Pakistan. And the spicy food is nice. Bismillah.
In Romania, how many percentage was Muslim?
In Romania, we have about 3 to 5% Muslims.
Original in Romania or?
I'm talking about the Romanian one. Maybe there are more Muslims, but we have the total population of Muslims in Romania is about 500,000. But half of them, there are foreigners. So I'm talking about the Romanian one. There are about 250,000 to 300,000 Romanian Muslims. And we have over 80 mosques, 5 of them in Bucharest.
Any more?
Yeah, Bismillah.
You've been in Yemen. What's best you see in Yemen and what worst you see in Yemen?
Brother, I will answer, your question is very deep. I've been to Yemen first time 20 years back. Was one of the best country which I have ever saw in my life. The people, if you go to place like Tarim, people they are very close to Islam. But since you go close to the big cities, people they are too much addicted to God. If you want to find the best people in the world, if you go to the United States, 70% of the Imam in the United States, 70% there are Yemeni. If you go to Saudi Arabia, if you go to Oman, if you go to Qatar, Dubai, 70% of the lawyers, there are also Yemeni. Very educated, very smart people. But in Yemen, especially in the last few years, when I went there 20 years back, only some old people, they use God. Now I saw 5 years old guy chewing God, and I saw ladies, and believe me, they put down the country. Yemen is, brother, honestly, Yemen is the birth of the civilization in the world. If you study the history of Yemen, no other country. It's older than Egypt, it's older than Persian, it's the oldest one. But this, for you, God is this disaster in Yemen. Not politics, not, I don't want to name it, but not this president or this group or this group. But this thing is making the people really very much away from the real Yemeni people,
You can't tell them about the bad experience in Yemen.
Let us over here.
You tell us you travel many different countries. I know the ticket is very expensive. How can you get that money?
You didn't answer your question.
This brother, he just asked same questions.
السؤال اللي قبلك كان نفس السؤال. جاوب. عند الأخ.
That guy, we have at the beginning, we have the budget. We have 4 people, we have $80,000 at the beginning, and we spend all of them, and then we get some support from different people.
Yeah. My question is, do you have any contact with the people who convert to be a
Yes.
Muslim, and do you have database? I mean, it's good to convert the people to be a Muslim, but you need to keep.
You must keep them. And also you have to be very much careful how you give them in the other hands. Because I have people which they became Muslim in America, example in Arkansas, I have 6 people, they became Muslim. When I left from there, after some time, one guy, he said, Islam. I say, why? Because these people, they forced me to learn Quran, to learn, they want making pressure on them. No, myself, I try to keep in touch with most of them. I have all addresses, emails, all the...
So you have the database for...
Yes. Yeah. Because if you leave them like, if somebody is... And one important thing which, alhamdulillah, thanks you put me that question. Brother, when somebody is coming to Islam, give him time. Always let him to ask questions. Don't try to force him. Myself, I became crazy when I became Muslim. Arabic is not my language. And I want to learn by myself how much I can in Arabic language, because I don't want to learn, I want to learn Arabic, first one. And then to memorize the Quran, because memorizing Quran without understanding is very big mistake. And I learned how to pray, I learned few surah how to pray, and I don't agree never when somebody tell me, okay, recite for me, Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Recite Fatiha for me. Okay, if you want, let the people to learn. You have to take in consideration there are more Muslims in the world which they don't speak Arabic. There are 500 million which they speak Arabic, and there are 900 million which they don't speak Arabic. And if you go to a country like Malaysia, you see better Muslims than in Saudi Arabia, and they don't speak Arabic. When somebody comes to Islam, let him to feel comfortable. Don't start telling him, you have to pray, you have to do this, you have to do this. Let him to learn. Because I will tell you one thing about, I have a friend in Romania. He came to me one day, we have a meeting like religious meeting. And that guy, he came to make fun of us. He said, okay guys, and I know, he said, I like you as a Muslim, but I like ladies and I like drinks. I cannot. And one guy said, go away from here. He says, no, give him time. I tell him, first of all, do you believe there is only one God? He said, yes, definitely. I'm sure. Do you believe in the Prophet Muhammad? Yes, he said, Jesus tells us to believe in Muhammad, and I believe in him, he's the last messenger. I said, okay, you can be a Muslim. If you are convinced of this one, you'll be a Muslim. The other day, what about it? And he became Muslim. After 6 months, he invited us for marriage. He said, and after 3 months, when he became Muslim, he started to read Quran to develop his knowledge. And he started by himself, he stopped by himself to read. Nobody tell him, And he get married just to be away from the ladies. And he's now one of the most active guys in the Islamic society. If we tell him go away, you see, it's very important the way how you tell to the people about Islam. Don't force them. When they start to like Islam, look what he likes more in Islam, give him more information regarding with what he likes, and let him to learn. Convince them to read the Quran and to read the Sunnah. And he will start himself praying, he will start himself doing what is mentioned in the Holy Quran, if he's convinced by his heart. If you don't convince him by his heart, there are some people which they know the Quran, but they are not practicing Islam. But some people, they know a little bit from the Quran, but when they say, Allah Akbar, you feel, they are saying that. Bismillah.
What's the most difficult situation you face in terms of spreading da'wah all over the world? And what is the most beautiful day you face? the opposite agenda here.
Which one you want to start with? You see, brother, for me the most exciting experience and the most happiness was the one which I mentioned to you in Japan. If I was late 1 second, that meant he would, this suicide, these people, they have in their tradition, if they are not happy to suicide themselves. And I was there 1 second before, and it's like I bring life to that man. I was very happy when I saw that man, and I saw him next coming days. He was totally different. And he's in the Islamic Center in Minatoko in Japan now. I'm in touch with him. I'm in touch with them. Huh? And the worst experience, I was in, should I say? Should I say? I was in Yemen. Very nice. I entered in Yemen from Salalah, and I traveled all the way up to, Tarim, Hadramaut. I go up to Aden, and from Aden I start to go up to Sana. I passed Taif, and then in the mountain, one policeman, he looked to me, what you are doing here? I said, I'm traveling around the world for Islam, and I don't care. Why you come? You are not allowed. Excuse me, sir, but I have my visa. I showed him my passport. He looked at the passport, and I have a permit because I have one paper, A4 size, from the embassy, He took that paper and he said, we are not allowed to come here. Okay, I start to shout. I will call my embassy, and I take my mobile and call the embassy. Say, okay, don't call the embassy. Okay, show me what you have in the car. And then I want to show him. He said, no. You go to the hotel, you leave the car here. We'll search your car. The one policeman, he took us to the hotel. He put us in the hotel. He stayed at the door. He don't let us to go out. They bring the food for us. When I go there next day, my car, no tires, nothing inside. No GPS, no laptop, nothing, completely. Even no tire. All the tools is gone. There was one guy there, very smart. He speaks very well English. He said, don't argue too much with these people. He said, where is my tire? We are checking if maybe you are smuggling ammunition inside of the tire. Okay, I don't have ammunition, bring me my tire back. Oh, my boss, he took it. Okay, give me some tires. I argue with them. Alhamdulillah, they give me some tires, rubbish. And they give me one paper to sign. I was treated very well there, and I don't have any complaint. I will not sign this paper. The guy, he said, Doctor, please sign and go. And alhamdulillah, this was because brother, you can imagine, these people, they was with the gun on me and my wife. My wife, she was pregnant at that time, and they put the gun on us. And believe me, one day before I was with some Arabi family, very nice and very nice people. They make a big party, maybe 500 people attend that party. I feel like this in that evening, and next day, this policeman, he do all things for me. And you don't feel very comfortable when he put the gun on you. And you know how is the situation in Yemen? This was 3 months back, and not longer. You know how is it in Yemen now? No law, nothing. When you stay with a guy like this, I sign, man. I don't have any complaints.
What's next?
افضل دوله بلا السلام افضل دوله بلا السلام اللي انت جيت اي احسن دوله افضل
Which country?
The best Islamic country.
Brother, in my opinion, I cannot say it is one best one, but I saw very nice in Malaysia.
قال لك أفضل بلد هي ماليزيا.
What's the best thing that you find in Sudan? About the culture and about Islam.
Oh,
Brother, I was talking today with my brothers about Sudan. Sudan was for me something very special. When I put my car in the petrol pump, it's the first experience in Sudan. From the port, I took the car to the petrol pump to fill with the petrol. And I said to the guys, $20. He looked to my car, he read the sign, you can see the car, it's outside. He read the sign, Islam is peace, and he said, you are traveling around the world with the logo Islam is peace, and you want me to put for $20? I will fill the tank. and my tank was at that time 300 liters. Was his salary for 1 month. Huh? He filled the tank, I said. You see how was?
Zol, huh?
زول يا
Zol Sudani, huh?
أنا يريد يسأل بالعربي ما في مشكلة حتى ارفع يدك ولا تخاف معنا تايم أي واحد يريد يسأل الشيخ يسأل عن اليمن لا تسأل عن اليمن
I have a question. Does anybody have a workshop for the tires? Because I have a flat tire, I want somebody to fix it.
You have the spare.
No, my spare tire is
Done.
gone. I have, after they took my tires, I buy new tires from there, but it's for hot climate, and all of them, they will be...
Yeah, good.
There is another excited story that you tell us.
الآن أنا أخذ الإعلام.
Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning.
Very sad. تعال قرب
No, it's okay, I hear. You know, brother, these days the Muslim country, especially the country who have the ability to do something to correct the image of Islam, they are not doing anything. For this reason, in the newspaper, you read only bad news about Muslim, and they associate. You see, myself, I said, you can say this guy is a bad Muslim, but you cannot say Islam is bad. Because, you know, Iran is just here. They are fighting between Christian and Protestant. Killing, Did you see anything in the BBC? Al Jazeera is the biggest enemy of Islam, believe me. Whatever it's worse, they show in the TV, whatever, and they said, oh, Islam. No, the Muslim is different than what is Islam. And you have a responsibility for this reason, always to take action in the nice way, brother. Even myself, I don't agree with the people which are very extremists, you know. I will give you one example. When they start with this cartoon, if we treat them in the nice way, believe me, they will quit from the beginning. Because they don't start with Prophet Muhammad Stefan. They start with the Pope, they start with the Jesus, they start with Maryam. And the Christian, they ignore them, they quit. We as a Muslim, we make too much noise and we get the negative effect. Why we start to act like this? We remember the story of the Prophet Mohammed Stefan. He was in the mosque and the people, they did the work. You see? Prophet Muhammad was stepping out and somebody from upstairs threw the waste in his head. He smiled. We have to be very much precise how we treat any event as a Muslim, as a really Muslim, as a Islam from the heart. No, I'm Arab. I'm Egyptian. We are the best. No, we are Muslim. The other guy was...
Yes, I was about to ask you a question on the Muslims in our community who newly converted to Islam. The challenges they might have in our community with their families and with friends. What their challenges will be, what will be your advice to them?
First one, I can use the Arabic word, sabr. You know, you have to be very much prepared to afford anything from there. And it will not be easy, but you have to remember the time of the Prophet Muhammad, how many difficulties he faced from his society when he became Muslim.
I mean the people who newly converted to Islam.
All of them, they face difficulties. All of them, they face difficulties. But when somebody is converted to Islam by his heart, you will not be afraid of this community. Because these things I tell to the people. When you want to teach somebody about Islam, don't teach only prayer, teach him the history of Islam. Teach him the story of the Prophet Muhammad. Then he will be strong. If somebody realizes how many difficulties Prophet Muhammad he faced when he started to spread dawah, today we have nothing. You know, if I go to talk somewhere about Islam and the people, they will beat me, I will call the police and they will protect me. Who was protecting Prophet Muhammad except Allah? But he don't give up. We are too much afraid. Sometimes Sometimes I ask him, brother, I saw people coming from different countries to Romania, and I noticed them in the street, because, you know, alhamdulillah, I've been to many countries, and I know he's a Muslim. I tell him, salam alaikum. Look like this to me. Are you Muslim? Why are you asking? And I remember the Turkish man. Are you Muslim? Yes, I am a Muslim. You see, very important how we act. I repeat again and again, many times, how we act. Believe me, brother, we have to be very good people in the society to invite people to Islam. In the other way, we will not be successful.
And what is your advice to the people who converted to Islam and they have challenges with their families?
They don't have to be afraid what is going on in 1, 2, 3 days. They have to be very much, how you say in English?
Patient.
Patient. Too much patient, and to study more and more Islam. Because if they study more and more, they will find the answer there. I cannot give the answer for everybody. Every situation, they have individual circumstances. You know, I tell you, my father, he came out from the house, no house, no nothing. I say, alhamdulillah. But again, what this brother mentioned, you have to follow up with them, you have to support them. When he faces some difficulty, you have to give him the proper answer for this situation, what he's facing. Don't say, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And brother, very important, support them in any way. Any way. And really support them. Because I will tell you one thing. You know, sometimes we say we are helping the guy, and you open your wallet and you have there 50 pence, you have £1, you have 5, 10, 50. And you don't need 21, but you are looking for the 50 pence. And you say, well, I have to support him. No, when is the time to support somebody, you have to struggle a little bit to support him. Because he will feel you are supporting him. But if this guy is coming to you to support him to get a job and you give him 50 pence, what is? Well, you have to struggle a little bit, make some effort. You know, there was some, if you study the companions of the Prophet Muhammad's life, and after that, how much they struggled for Islam, and how much some of them they sacrificed, then it will be easy for you to act like this. But if you don't study, you know, studying Islam, you study the Quran, this is the stage. Study the Quran, the Sunnah, and the history of the Islamic life, you know. Even the battles with the Muslims, even the how when the Prophet Muhammad he left from Mecca to Medina, what all the story, what was involved, and these things they will build you stronger and stronger. All the situation of what the Prophet Muhammad he faced when he started to spread Islam, you know, because they was rejecting him. This day, if somebody rejects you, they will accept you. The society they will protect you. At that time, nobody protected them.
The da'wah in South America, these countries, Brazil, Argentina, what's the character? Why is there not a lot of Muslims there?
Because there are very, you know, the weak da'wah, and there is not very much migration of the people there. You see, brother, how I said, here da'wah, the best country for da'wah is one of the best is United Kingdom. Why? Because this country that offers safety life for people which they come from Asia, from some Arab country. And here these people, alhamdulillah, they don't forget Islam. There are very many here. In Sao Paulo only, there are about 30,000 Muslims. But you see, oh, very big number. But when you think it's a city of 12 million people, it's almost nothing. And these people, they are trying their best, but they don't get any support. And these days, country like, you know, the country who have big resources for dawah, they are doing nothing. Myself, my brother, he asked me a question. I went to Emirates, and Sheikh Mohamed bin Rashid, everybody knows him. He was with me in the TV, you know, pictures, newspaper. Oh, Rahal Romania is our friend from Romania, is traveling around the world for Islam. After the meeting, after the newspaper and the TV he don't say even salam alaikum. And there was a guy from Sudan, again. That guy, he was working with the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Foundation. He said, Dr. Mohammed, you know how to make dawah? I'm working with this organization. We want you to support you to go more and more. We want to make for you salary, we want to give you some budget, we want to buy for you whatever you need, and we want you to go again and again and again. You know what was going on? Next day they fired him.
Excuse me, what's your advice for those who already believe but they convert?
Already they convert to Islam?
No, someone, for example, already Muslim, but they convert to be Christian or any other religion, to be Buddha or something like that.
Brother, you see, my advice for them and for you, the people which you know them, to treat them nice, to let them to understand what they lose. Because some of them, they are not doing that one because they have a thing. They do it for different circumstances. They sell them for nothing. Because I mentioned again one thing, if you are going to Yemen, before, how many people Shia in Yemen? Before 20 years. How many Shia in Yemen?
I never heard about Shia in Yemen that time, but very few.
How many Shia now in Yemen?
Loads.
They sell themselves for not $100. Okay, they sell for $100 is good. But they sell themselves for $5 per car. And this is not, you see, what we have to do, we don't have to reject them from society. We have to try our best effort to bring them back. These people which they left Islam, we have to try our hard and best to bring them back, you know. Because brothers, believe me on things. Many people, they go away from Islam for one reason. If you go to Saudi Arabia, take Buraidah, if the people, you give them the freedom to run away from Buraidah, the young generation, all of them, they will run away and they will convert to Christianity tomorrow. You know why? Because they don't teach them about Islam, anything. They impose to them. Huh? Some of them, they are 10 years old and they memorize the Quran. And you look to his eyes, he don't have any clue about being a sheikh. Because being a sheikh is a big responsibility. I think you know, many of you know one guy, his name is Al-Rahma Mosque. You heard about that? That guy is from Kuwait. I met him in Ethiopia and I was with him in, I was visiting Ahmed Dad in his house in Durban, in South Africa. We stayed there for 3 months together. Me, Ahmed Dad and Al-Rahma Mosque. And his son is the manager of same organization. He don't have any clue, any touch. Who is mistaken? The people who give them the culture and tradition. They don't teach him Islam. They just let him to memorize, but not with feeling. Out of 20 children, maybe one will be sheikh. The other one maybe want to be a medical doctor, the other one want to be physician, the other one want to be chemistry. You have to choose the proper one which he like Islam. For this reason, some people, they said, I'm a Muslim. But his heart is not there. He prayed because of his father, force him to pray. He fast because of his mother, don't give him permission to eat. But he don't do this because he feel the real Islam. You see, brother, Prophet Muhammad teaches us many things which you don't take in consideration. You see sometimes 5-year-old boy praying in the masjid. Which, sorry to say that, 90% of you, they will not agree with me, but it's wrong. Because he's not praying from his heart, he's playing as he's praying. You can do that with him at home, but don't take him to the mosque and he's right in between the people. You have to give him the certain age. Prophet Muhammad give us this instruction, yes? If you start to do this one from the 5 years old, then he will hate Islam. Sheikh, I'm right or wrong? You have to start to teach the children Islam at a certain age. In the internet, there was a young girl, 3 years old. She was with completely covered, and she was staying in the sujood reading Quran, and everybody said Mabruk. Myself, I will not say Mabruk. At that time, for her to play, when she will get the understanding, then she will love Islam. But if you do like this, she will learn, but she will hate Islam. We have to be very much precise, brother, how we teach our young generation about